Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show.
Well, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello. So another edition of the wrap-up show. Me and my friend Andrew here. Andrew, Andrew. The week's just flown by. Andrew, time just keeps passing me by. I look at the calendar. I mean, I've been on the radio for a 30-year legacy anniversary radio show.
Can you believe that we're already hitting the third month of the year tomorrow? The third month! We're already almost a quarter through the year.
Wrap-up show. Yeah, and well, my work week, I was just selling containers all week, and taking calls and busy. I'd watch a little television and put my feet up in the evenings, and by day, I'm a container tradesman. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's been some other ongoing news in the Ferentinos versus Greenbaum versus the people, or whatever you want to call the case study that's going on here on the internet. And although some shows and some people don't want to discuss the matter, we're going to continue to cover it from our angle here, since Andrew is pretty well abreast of, at least from the Ferentino side of the equation. I have done my research on the Greenbaum side of the equation. And other than some mentions on a video, I believe, with Wednesday 13, or Johnny Monaco, maybe just a hat here, he didn't go live one night that he normally does. We know that there's been, I believe, some social media now taken down, correct? Some personal accounts, I believe, Instagram or Facebook, or something's missing.
Instagram is gone, and I can't find a Facebook, so that's interesting.
And ladies and gentlemen,
we're talking about Jason here. Jason's socials seem to be vanishing, which is, I mean, that raises an eyebrow.
So for this particular topic, we're going to preface this by saying this is alleged, supposed, rumors, innuendo, things we're reading on the internet, things we're being told, being chatted to, emailed, and messaged back and forth.
And I will preference this. Obviously, we're going to discuss things. Go check out Eric's YouTube channel, Eric Ferentino's Unleashed, and look at his number 15 Hangout live stream that he did last night. He will discuss all this way more than we're going to, because he obviously, I mean, he's part of it, so he would know. But we are going to talk a little bit about that, because I watched the entire thing last night. I can say this from personal experience. I have met Eric twice. Very down-to-earth guy. He was extremely nice to me. On the same side of things, Jason and Johnny were decent to me as well. You get a vibe about them where it's just kind of like you just get, people. In like, you run into people, you get a vibe on them, but you try not to judge and take that for whatever it's worth. But Eric didn't give me any kind of a vibe other than the fact that he's just kind of a chill person. And I know we have some people that used to be on this show that want to criticize his character and act like whatever the fuck, that's on them with Eric, because they base Eric's entire personality off his character. But again, go look at that. That stream last night was the real guy, was Eric. So I would definitely go check that out and form your opinion based off of that. Like I said, all my interactions with Eric, he's been extremely nothing but cool to me. So,
and we are just reporting
exactly
what we're reading and hearing. I would say is just an impartial observer, because I don't chat with Eric. I don't know Eric like you do, but I
Mhm.
can say just an impartial observer. It seems suspicious to me as an observer that if Greenbaum was doing nothing wrong to begin with, he would have no reason to take down the videos. He would have
Well,
no
now
reason to
your
delete
mind's
things or
going
to
where my mind's
remove.
going. In my opinion, that's suspicious. Whenever you piece together this literal 10-year puzzle, because we're going to get some Bobby Blotzer audio that's still very relevant here later on in the show, or in a few minutes or whatever. Uh, just things make sense. You can piece this together. And my thing is, there's certain things that have been being said by various people for at least the course of 10 fucking years. That ain't nothing.
Yeah. And Bobby Blotzer kind of made some, well, vague type of accusations around this stuff from the get go, as his opinion and feelings were on the matter regarding to Mr. Greenbaum, as we know his real name to be. And now it's Piercy and Ferentinos are the issue. At some point in time, you have to say what's the common denominator.
Right.
It's not just Ratt, it's this guy who's running the show for whatever reason. I told you before, I also found it suspicious. I can't prove it because the video is no longer on YouTube from my end, and I'm not going to pay the guy and give him money for his scandalous affairs. Nor do I know that even if I paid for the video, is it really behind his paywall? But there was a
They're gone.
video of,
They're gone. They're all gone.
yeah, okay. Well, there was a
They
video
talked
of a
about their
Piercy
last.
DiMartini show where he's walking around recording the before the show, and he goes by the merchandise booth and he clearly shows Steven's merchandise, and he makes a very clear comment that Warren has his own merch and his own merch person. Read of that what you will. There was a reason why DiMartini wasn't leaving it up to Greenbaum to count his finances. I'm just saying there's a reason
And
probably. So,
Eric talked about that reason in the stream.
well, there you go. So, which means that Mr. DiMartini is just a smart businessman and has been around the music business long enough, like some other people, uh, that when you're around some people, you just know what their game is, and the
Yeah.
game is to leech off you, mooch off you, or your band, or your star, whatever it is, even just the fact that you have a gig, and weasel their way into something for free, or to let's just say, in my experience, it has nothing to do with Greenbaum. My experience, people try to want to handle your merchandise that want to skim off the top, which is dumb because if you do the numbers and you know what you're charging for your merch, it's very clear when some money is missing. But it never fails if you do it that way. If you have someone you don't trust or a third party, it usually ends up the numbers don't add up. And you always got to pay them and give them their percentage for the sales if they're actually going to do it that way. But you always have to question how much are they really selling versus how much they're telling you. And unless you have a full count of your shit at all times, like most musicians don't, because we're musicians, hence why we're not in the mathematics industry. We're not on Wall Street doing numbers.
Yeah.
So, anyways, my point is there's just a lot of ways that people try to, it can be even simple as my band, simple as people just try to, I don't want to pay for the go to the gig, but I want free drinks. So I'm going to act like I'm going to be your roadie and not do shit just to get free drinks to get to the gig or something, right? And so you just learn, I don't need, like, probably fair and too, I don't need a roadie, I just do shit myself. So, the point I'm trying to make is it all smelled weird from the get go to me. That's why I just kept pointing that out to you and our former co host in the private chats. And it wasn't any, I sometimes I do wonder, for me, I'm like, hey, is it just me? Am I just getting this weird vibe of this guy? But
No.
there was a weird vibe going on, and that's what was happening. So, yeah, we can switch over here real quick, ladies and gentlemen. We have the
Well,
share. You're good.
I think I can sum up the vibe because I was thinking about it in my head. The vibe, to sum up the vibe that you get from Jason in person. Because, like I said, it wasn't that he was a dick to me or mean to me, but you can kind of sense something. And this reference harkens back to the 1950s when Brother Martin was a young chap. I would say, if you're familiar with the old sitcom Leave It to Beaver, Jason Green is very Eddie Haskell-ish.
There you go. That's and Greenbaum shouldn't get that reference, being the pop culture guy that he
Yeah, maybe
is,
you
going
could
to
go
the
to that
television
filming
show.
location, asshole.
Yeah, go film an episode over there. Hopefully, it's not too close to a school.
Mhm.
But the point is,
Allegedly.
Allegedly, sorry. I was just reading comments. I'm sorry. I'm reading the comments that were in the comment section of these videos, of these posts. Is not very appropriate, ladies and gentlemen. But the point is, and some of that might just be my opinion and rumored innuendo. We don't really know. We're trying to figure that out. That's why we're discussing it. Okay,
well, I'm gonna say this. It's weird that Michelle is like 20 some fucking years. Hey, I'm the Ghoul Talk guy. Of course, I have a problem with that shit. That's weird to me.
There were a few faces on Ghoul Tracker that were automatically installed by the web developer. And one of them was Las Vegas with a certain guy. I don't know.
The
But the point we're going to get to here is let's just take a little look-see here at, you guys should be able to see this, and that is going to tell you right there what you're going to hear, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just hear one comment from Mr. Blotzer. This was about 10 years ago, as Andrew said, and on the CMS with Wendell and Mr. Aiken, he had this to say about Mr. Greenbaum. This is one of his first voicemails regarding the matter.
The truth always prevails, mate, and that's it. I'll talk to one of you. I don't know who's who. Like I said, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the show. But my phone number, I don't know if it came up or not. So I'll give you my email. If you want to talk, I'd like to set something straight. I don't know if I want to go on the air and do it, but it just bugs me a lot that you guys are feeding into this. Do you fly straight or do you fly crooked? Because doing what you're doing with this, it's not flying straight. That's so. Anyway, see you. Bye.
All right. So we're not flying straight.
So that's the first comment regarding them letting Greenbaum go on the air and make all the comments about him. So let's get to the second one here. I'll show you that one in just a second. We're going to go down here. Just hang with me. I'm not quite as bad as Neely. I have my, I had it worked out. Is it not coming up now? Come on. Oh, it's back here. Hold on. I'll do it this way. Ha! There we go. Let's get to Blotzer part 2. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some Bobby Blotzer audio right here.
I think there's 2 of you. I don't know who anybody is over there. This is Bobby. And I sadly just broke down and listened to part of this interview regarding me from an extremely crooked slime ball named Jason Green. I don't like what I'm hearing on there, dude. It's impossible for me to listen to a giant pack of lies, all of them from start. Well, I missed the whole thing, but you know, I know you guys have it in for me, and that's fine and dandy, but you should probably know the person that you're trying to hate on.
All right. So he's.
So again, let's hear this part one more time. What does he call him right here?
Hearing on there, dude, it's impossible for me to listen to a giant pack of lies, all of them from start. Well, I missed the whole thing.
Well, maybe it was before that right here.
Regarding me from an extremely crooked slime ball named Jason Green.
Extremely crooked slime ball. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a guy like Bobby Blotzer could say crooked. I mean, the guy is not flying straight. Andrew, he's not flying straight.
He is not.
As you can hear, not flying straight. So the point is here, guys, is that, but he adds in, as me and Andrew pointed out, in Blotzer, 1970s Southern California guy talk, he throws in slime ball. And ladies and gentlemen, a slime ball isn't just someone who makes an accounting error. A slime ball isn't just someone who might have, skimmed a little off the top here or there. A slime ball, what do you picture when you think of a slime ball, of a guy who's a slime ball? Kind of a sleazy, skeezy, sketchy, creepy,
sketchy,
lurky.
Creepy guy with
We're just saying.
Yeah. Maybe
Bobby Blotzer was just saying.
Some kind, and this is a broad word here, so look up, I mean this in the dictionary sense, somebody that might display some kind of predatory behavior across the board.
And this was, as you can see right here, look where my cursor is. Look how long ago this was. That's why we call him Blotstradamus here on the Wrap Up Show, because he knew what he was dealing with and he was calling it out, but nobody was listening. Everybody was thinking Bobby's just being Bobby. But in reality, as we now know, he was 100% correct about the Jason Greenbaum situation. So that's where that lies, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to beat a dead horse. You can go watch the Ferentinos. Oh,
wait.
he's got some.
Let me see if this might not work. This is such a fucking hacky way to do this, but it's probably.
And
Can you hear this?
there's about 20 people that know him, unfortunately, and had to deal with him on any kind of business level. Very bad person. You have no idea whom that guy is.
You're right. We don't.
Boom. Very bad person. You don't know whom that guy is. Bobby Blotzer, 9 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, going back and forth with the CMS about Green and what he was up to.
You could hear some stress in his voice when he said that part.
So, and that is, courtesy of Wendell and Chris. We'll give them all credit there. They were the ones going back and forth with those conversations. A lot of people aren't giving them credit on the internet. If you know, now, obviously, recently, some people were saying, well, Aiken and Wendell didn't really cover it. No, Aiken pretty much explicitly said on the CMS last week that there was some witnessed harassment to Ferentinos by this person. Not saying that. Yeah, and it literally got to the point where Aiken said he didn't want to go to the gig because he's afraid of running to Green, and then there might be a scuffle or a kerfuffle because Aiken's not going to mince words. Which I don't blame him if the guy was harassing people or harassing him or and Ferentinos or both, or I don't know what the combination was there, but it was not a maybe to Aiken. It was a fact. He had seen this happen. So can we not be surprised that, again, is it Aiken? Is it Ferentinos? Is it Sepp? Is it Blotzer? Is it that Warren didn't trust him? Is it how many people have to line up saying we don't trust this person for various reasons, and we all have our ways of dealing with them and doing that, but there's reasons, people. Just saying, there's reasons. Yeah. I'm just so it's not like everyone just decided out of the blue that this wasn't, some of these people are not related. Aiken has no reason to jump into that unless he witnessed something and saw this guy being a dick. So there you go.
And I don't know, the one thing I want to point out with the older CMS segments, even with this voicemail, after they played some of that, Aiken was the only one that jumped in and went, and if I'm being honest, there were a few things that Jason said that I wasn't completely sold on. So Aiken was picking something up. He might not have known how much, but he was picking up I don't know if I buy everything he says.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, that's kind of where we now know there's some, a lawyer guy with his podcast who's been jumping in, who has a lot of valid points. And I think he's gotten some kind of vague commentary coming back at him from Green. Yeah. So whatever, just ongoing.
Eric gave him a shout out last night. So Eric
yeah. It really seems like him, Eric, there was someone, the Guru got drug into it as well. And so, we just wanted to throw in there that some of those guys, the Guru, the lawyer, probably are not even aware of Blotzer's history with this guy and what Blotzer said publicly on a podcast. Yeah. So, I think Ferentinos is very well aware because
he covered
he's around the guy. Yeah.
He explained that last night. Like I said, the best place to go, obviously, is to the source. Go check out Eric's live stream for any of the details.
And if Jason Greenbaum claims that he didn't need to work with Blotzer, he didn't need to work with Piercy, that contradicts everything he has said on his own Waste Some Time. If you all have watched it all, I have. Back in the day, particularly, he admitted that when he was running Sin City Sinners, he says it on the CMS interview, that they would bring in guest players of note from other famous bands to jam with the Sinners when they were in Vegas, when that star was in Vegas, whoever that might be. It might be Oz Fox, a Striper. It might be this guy singing, I think Sebastian Bach, or there's just various people that might have got up there and play with these guys. One of the people he invited to come play was Bobby Blotzer. So when you say that he didn't need Blot, well, he was inviting Blotzer. It wasn't Blotzer inviting himself to play with the Sinners. That was the other way around. So that was Green's way of trying, I think, to hook some people into the operation and see what he could do business wise. Not saying that's right or wrong. That's just a business guy being a business guy. But to act like he never asked for them to come be a part of his operation, or he didn't need the money, or that's all a bunch of horse crap. That's all changing history, because he admitted on the very show that he was inviting these people in. So that, and I think I even said on the CMS, so that way more people would show up to the Center show, everything would be sold out, and everybody would be happy with a good packed house, and some guy could jump it on for some people. Those people jumped on for a couple of songs. Some would jump on for almost a whole show. Some, I think, people showed up to the show but chose not to participate or perform, or were just in the house or whatever. So, anyways, the point is not true.
Eric makes it very clear in his video that Jason was very instrumental in the Blotzer thing, and essentially whenever it got legal, he turned coded on Blotz and just kind of let him take the fall 100% himself, even though, if this is the way I read it, and I could be wrong, but you guys can watch Eric's video and tell me for yourself. I kind of get what's being alluded to, is Jason might have been more instrumental in it being what it was than even Blotzer was.
Well, if you think about it, a lot of the players that were put on the instruments were players from the Sinners.
It was
which
the
is
center. It was
yeah,
the
it's
center.
it's
Bobby
it's
as the
it's
drummer.
Greenbaum's guys. So, I mean, if it was Bobby's operation, wouldn't he have been having Mitch Perry or I don't know, whoever? I think people came in later that Blotzer
Yeah,
had more of a hand in bringing in, but the
that
initial
was after
run
everybody
was,
bailed on him.
yeah, which was no knock on Blotzer. The reason why that was appealing to him was, here's a guy who's already running it. Here's a guy who has the players. All I got to do is get on the drum kit and do songs I know.
Supply the
And we're-
name.
yeah,
Which
and we're gigging.
I'm curious how much of Bobby's
So,
idea even that part was, because Bobby was originally calling it Ratt.
doing it right, experience. He probably should have just stuck with that, and someone probably talked him out of it due to trying to get him to make more of the moolah. So, anyways, that's kind of where it stands. We still let everything, obviously it's not our game, and let it shake down how it goes. We'll report play by play it week by week as we see fit. But Ferentinos has put a lot out there. Go check out his videos. It'll inform you of a lot. And if you want to try to get Greenbaum's side, I think there's only a couple of comments in a couple of episodes, and other than that, he's been fucking silent about it and taking stuff down. So that tells you what you need to know. So moving on here, we're going to take a little look-see at this nice video that popped up. Someone that you're familiar with on the CMS in multiple ways. Let's go right over here. Can you see that?
I can.
Turn it down just a hair. How are you feeling so far about this?
I'm feeling that's probably the best that song has sounded live in 37 years.
My mind was going to, it hasn't sounded this good since like a Raceless later, probably prior to that by 5 years or something. Yeah, and I think she's going to ease more into it and sound even better. But ladies and gentlemen, she's a small person because we know, I mean, George is an average sized guy, but he's not huge and he looks huge compared to Moriah. Who is the bass player? Is this the former fill-in for the Steel Panther guys or a hairball? What is that bass player guy? He's all, you know what I'm talking about? So and I know that's Will Hunt. That's the drummer from Evanescence, right? If I'm not mistaken, in some other projects. Has he played with Piercy before too? I believe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
The bass player. That's the guy behind Moriah, right?
Yeah, that guy right there. I'm trying watching.
I
looks
don't
familiar
know.
to me. That's what I'm asking.
He was dressed like Sloth from the Goonies. That was all that I got from it.
Hold on. George, I made a mess up your guitar solo, buddy. I just want to point something out. Is this not Eddie Van Halen from the For Unlawful Carnal?
Well,
He has the flannel. Yeah, and he's got the flannel on, and the hair's kind of cut like Eddie's was back at that point. I just noticed. I was thinking that's the live in Dallas look from '91, guys. And what George does light it up here, but does he not improvise quite a bit, which lead to some? But it's good improvisation, ladies and gentlemen. So let's take. Hell yeah. Isn't that so much better than current Dawkins?
Yes.
If that was live in your local bar or club and Dawkins at the theater, are you going to this or Dawkins? You're going to this, right?
Yeah.
And Don, no offense, but George is aged way better than you, bro. He looks way better. He plays way better. He doesn't look like he's hobbled. It looks, I mean, for his age, he doesn't look his age. He looks like he's about 10 years younger than he should be.
Yeah.
But yes, that song has not been sung like that in a long time. Knocked it out of the park. Good job, Moriah. And just thought the CMSers might want to have not seen that. We'll see if Aiken or Wendell bring that up here in an hour or two on their show. Huh?
Yeah.
But, Wendell's not very big on giving George any praise at all. So
even though, he improvised, but I mean, he was kind of like the main attraction. So it had that fucking tone. He still has that fucking tone that he had when they recorded that fucking record. So
absolutely. So switching over here while we're still on the tube, we got a couple other things I'm going to show you here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Skid Row is still looking for a singer, and this competition has got deep. I mean, there's people entering left and right, and there's ones in here that are going to knock your socks off, and there's ones in here that are going to make you go, what in the hell was this person thinking? So let's get into it here. Some videos. You can see I've been liking some videos. What does Steven know about Jason Green? There's that lawyer video if you guys want to check it out. Everything Else channel. But anyways, here we go. Let's get down. Let's start with one that's a pretty strong contender, and you can tell me what you think. Let's go with start with this guy. Let's see what you guys think about this guy.
All right.
You got it made to me.
I'll start from the beginning of Monkey Business.
Can't close the closet on a shoebox full of balls. Come on! Kangaroo lady with a bourbon in a pouch. Can't afford the rental on a bamboo couch. Collecting mega favors cause the well is gonna dry. No, that's a sermon, but she ain't gonna die. Slim intoxicated, figure down south hood. Your sound is in a circle with some part-time food. Little creepers playing dollars in a New York crane. Thinking Bowie just a night. Whoa, the pain. I ain't seen the sun since I don't know when. The freeze came out at 9. And it's 20 to 10. What's this fun that you call Jack? To me it's just monkey business. Get back.
What are you thinking so far, Andrew?
Strong voice.
Very strong voice. I think a little bit, again, he's Eastern European, maybe Serbian or Romanian or something. Yeah, it's got the English thing a little bit there, but the actual notes and the strength of the voice, it doesn't like he's straining himself to do what he's doing, which is kind of amazing to me. It's almost like he does give me a little bit more, though, like it would be a vampire fronting Skid Row, but maybe that's not such a bad thing. So let's hear a little bit more so you guys can hear what he can do. But I was surprised when I heard his voice. I was like, whoa, if you just close your eyes and listen, his voice is very powerful.
Blind in a box till probably die. The village kids laugh as they walk by. Psycho on the edge of your human conversation, but the vultures in the sewers are turning. Here to jump into the fire from the frying pan, dripping on his tongue for a cool place to stand. Well, this shade that you got it made to me is just monkey business. Sleeping on the track, jungle in black. If I got no monkey on my back, sleeping on the track, jungle in black. If I got no monkey on my back.
Give him just a little bit more here.
The Vassal and gypsies and silicone souls dressed to the society. The hypocrite habits and cheap Alibis can't get you by that a monkey. Whoa! My monkey! My monkey!
So yeah, pretty strong contender there in the male department. I think the last few videos we had watched, a lot of the females were showing up strong.
Yeah.
But this guy's pretty tight here.
A lot of
Now,
range in his voice, very melodic.
yeah. So
He
just
might
an
be the
interesting.
front runner for the guys so far.
So far, I'm kind of
Yeah.
Like we have a couple other here I'm going to show you that are pretty good and interesting. But let's show a lady that. Well, let's just see a lady here doing monkey business. She might be in the female contender category. We'll see what you think about her.
Rock you.
Oh, my bad. I hit it with my finger. Here we go.
Well, outside my window there's a whole lot of trouble coming. The cartoon killers and the wreck of her clones. Stachyos kicking rhythm of social circumcision. I can't close the closet on the shoebox full of bones. Come on! Kangaroo lady with the bourbon in the pouch. You can't afford the rental on a bamboo couch. Collecting back her favors cause the well is running dry. I know her every summer but she ain't gonna die, no. So living close to girl, drinking Dr. Hooch. She's always in a circle with this part-time pooch. Little creepy $1,000,000 in the New York rain. Thinking Bowie's just a knife. Whoa, the pain. I ain't seen the sun since I don't know when. The freaks come out at night. And it's 20 to 10. What's this funk that you call junk? To me it's just monkey business. Get back.
Get back. So how are you feeling about Amy's submission so far?
Well,
Not quite as strong as Malik or whatever the other guy's name was.
not quite as strong as Christina that we seen last week.
Yeah, no.
I
Amy,
would
as my grandmother might say, bless her heart.
yeah, that's kind of somebody's drunk girlfriend at karaoke night.
So I thought she was done. I thought maybe she's a cutie pie, but I thought maybe she had a couple of cocktails the way she's acting when she's doing these videos. So
That's
yeah.
that is girl at the bar at 1:30 a.m. whose song finally comes on the jukebox because she only put the quarter in, so she didn't get like the skip ahead, and like 5 other people had a song, and like she's like 3 sheets to the wind. Oh my God, this is my song. This is my song.
Okay, we're to give you just a little bit more.
Will probably die. The village kids laugh as they walk by. Simple on the edge of the steaming double top, and the vultures in the sewers are telling. Head to jump to the fire from the fire pit, dripping on his tongue for a cool place to stay. Where's this shade that you got it made? To me, it's just monkey business. Get back. Slipping on the track, jungling day. If I got no monkey on my back, slipping on the track, jungling day. If I got no monkey on my back.
All right. I think, Amy, you're shaking your thing, but I just don't know if you're going to crack that invite from Rachel and Snake to fly over. Or where...
You know what the other analogy I can come up with that is? You would know because you're actually like in a band, so maybe you've had this experience. But definitely if you're friends with musicians too. This is that same scenario as whenever you get the guy in the band that's kind of like whipped with his girlfriend, and no, just let her sing one, and she's not very good.
Yes, that's exactly what she sounds like. You've all had that moment, and you're like, "Oh, let's sit through this in karaoke for a minute and pretend like we're interested." So we heard Malik. Let's this guy's doing Monkey, but let's hear Ross Hancock doing his version of Monkey Business, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. See what you guys think about Ross. I think Ross is in a AC/DC tribute.
Well, outside my window, there's a whole lot of trouble coming. The cartoon killers and the right color clowns. Stack heels with a kicking rhythm of social circumcision. Can't close a closet on a shoebox full of blood. Come on! Well, kangaroo lady with a bourbon in a pouch. She can't afford the records of the bamboo couch. Collecting back the favors cause her well was running dry. And no one's out to tell me but she ain't gonna die. No. Slim intoxicated, drinking John Bell hooch. Is always in a circle with the part-time boots. Little creepy dollars in the New York rain. Thinking, boy, it's just a life. Well, the pain, I ain't seen the sun since I don't know when. The ships come out at night. It's a 20 to 10. What's this funk that you call drunk? To me, it's just monkey business. Get back. Blind man in a box, it'll probably die. The village kids laugh as they walk by. Psycho on the edge of the human college stop, and the vultures in the sewers attend. And to jump to the fire, to the frying pan. Chips come out at night with a cool place to stand. What's this shame that you've got it made? To me, it's just monkey business. Monkey business. Slipping on the track.
What do you think so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think he knows the words as he's reading them off the teleprompter as he's going along. I think if he had practiced them out a little bit better, but I mean, his actual voice is pretty strong.
And he can
I
read,
think
so that's good. He's not like Don out there at the whiskey.
absolutely. And, you know, if we're going on vocal strength, it again doesn't sound like it's straining him to go through this at all. Let's hear the high notes here when he gets later into it and see what he can do. But so far, pretty strong contender. Might be someone I would consider if I was Rachel.
Don't